Good evening, everyone, and good evening, Miss Kitty. Hi, Kitty Kitty. Kitty Kitty. Hi. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video. I have made a few, I just haven't uploaded them. But I figure I can show you guys around what I've been doing recently. My hanging baskets are all looking pretty good. I did have to prune back my fuchsia, and it hasn't bloomed again yet, but I pruned it back and it's growing in more full, so that's nice. Pansies are suffering. I need to pull them out. I've got some wave petunias I'm planning on putting in instead, but I've got to get those pansies out. It's just been so blooming hot. This hanging basket is looking good. My vinca's growing very nicely. Sounds looking good. My lettuce is kind of done. I just harvested a bunch of it just now for dinner. So we had a nice big salad for dinner. It was really good. My geraniums are blooming there and blooming there. I've got my dahlias, my crazy kitty. Oh my goodness gracious. This is a dinner plate dahlia that's growing quite large. I just plunked the bulb in the pot, and so that's growing well. I'll be excited to see what those flowers look like. I need to prune these. Basically, I just pull off I basically deadhead them, and they stay blooming all summer long, which is nice because they're really pretty. Again, it's just been so hot outside. It's been hard to get stuff done. This one is doing well as well. I guess it's the golden hour, I guess you could call it, as far as pictures and stuff. Isn't that pretty? I just love it. Alright. So these are my Alaska peas. They obviously have grown very tall. And they've got these nice little pea pods on them. They're not super sweet, and I think that's probably because it's so hot. Like, they taste decent. Just these little pea pods. They taste pretty darn good. They're not as sweet as I would like them to be, and again, that's probably just because it's been hot. But they work really well as little snap peas. I've tried them when they're rounder like this, and the shells are a little more bitter when they're bigger like this. But the inside is good. But when they're more flat like these ones, they taste good. I don't know if I talked about the strawberries on my last video that I actually uploaded, but they were doing just absolutely nothing. I ended up pulling them out and making a flower bed instead. So this is just a collection of random flowers. I had a bunch of flower seedlings growing in a tray, and I just transplanted them in here. A lot of them, I don't know if it's just the heat, or I know that our landscapers kind of will spray with weed spray every now and then. I don't know if that got some of them or if they're just struggling, but like that one is like crispy, and I had a whole bunch of zinnias back there that none of them, they all like died. So I don't know what is going on, but I do have some cosmos stalks, some poppies, and then these up here in the front are marigolds. So my cosmos and marigolds are doing well. I can't remember what this is, if we're being honest. And my note to self, I should probably get sun-proof tags. I have no idea what that is. I can look in a previous video because I know I did kind of go through in a previous video and say what everything is. So, I don't know. This is a new addition. This is a Pattison Panache Vert Blanc summer squash. It's like a grayish green summer squash. I honestly know nothing about it. I don't know if it trails or bushes. I don't know anything about it. I just know I got it because I was at the North End Organic Nursery and they had a buy 3 get 1 free plant sale, and I needed some other plants, and I just picked this one out as well. So we'll see what it does. And then, surprise, surprise, I didn't think they would work, but I have carrots growing back here. I'm thinking they'll do okay because they are kind of in a more shady area. It's not, like, even just walking to this area, it's not as hot as it is in the sun. So I'm hoping maybe they will actually produce a root before they go to seed, but you know, you never know. I didn't even think they were going to work at all, so this is more than I was planning on, so that's nice. And so we've got my thyme is still doing well. My chives are doing well. So these are my Chinese chives. And then, so those are Chinese chives. This is German winter thyme. I need to look and see if I need to stake it up or what, because it only has one root there, see, but it's like growing sideways, so I don't know what that dealio is with that. Oh, I think we've got some aphids going on right there. It's kind of hard to tell or hard to see on the camera, but those look like aphids to me. Yuck. Yick, yick, yick. I overheard someone talking at North End Organic Nursery the other day. I guess there's a big ladybug shortage as far as like stocking ladybugs and being able to put them in your yard. There's a big shortage because of some big die-off. But I've got my oregano. It's Greek oregano, so that's looking good, looking nice. Smells really good. I love herbs. Over here, this is a snapdragon, and then that is another, so that's a dinner plate dahlia. This is a snapdragon. I think they're going to compete quite a bit, but we'll see what happens. These are hollyhocks that have been here since I've lived here. At least I think they're hollyhocks. I thought they were, but maybe not. Maybe it's just a big weed. I don't know. As you can see, I have mulched the garden with straw, and everything has grown a lot. It looks a lot different than it did the last time I actually uploaded a video. I've got these 2 jalapeno peppers because I noticed that, well, I knew, but I just kind of was regretting the fact that all of my peppers are sweet or not spicy. So I got some jalapenos that I need to plant, probably in a pot somewhere. My Ishikura onions are doing great. I need to figure out what to do with them, or how big they're supposed to get before you harvest them, but I need to look into those. They look wonderful though. There's my chamomile. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to let it grow or if I'm going to pull it out. I think I'm going to let it grow, but it looks all yellowy. It needs fertilized. I think it's just because it's in that pot. It's just struggling a bit because plants in pots need more fertilizer, and I have not given it what it needs, I don't think. My peppers there are growing well. This is an aster. It's a flower. It hasn't bloomed yet, but it's grown quite a lot. Oh boy. That's my okra. I don't know what happened there. I think this okra is just struggling with the weather. Like, it's trying to put off these little blooms, I think is what those are. But it's not growing, and I think it's because it's been cold. Oh, I've got my first little beginning blooms on my tomato here. It's kind of exciting. I'm a little concerned because the leaves are all curly. I was like, do I have that leaf curl thing? It's like a virus tomatoes can get, and I was like, oh, but I don't know. We'll see. This tomato's also gotten quite a lot bigger. Oh gosh, which tomato is this? It's my Kellogg's breakfast tomato. Big orange beefsteak, so that's growing well. These are my turnips that, let's see here. They kind of are crowding out my, holy moly, kind of crowding out my basil here. So I'm trying to give them time to get big, but also get my basil up. But look at that. Look at that. That's like harvest worthy almost. Jeez Louise. Look at that. That's beautiful. Let's see what the third one's doing. Look at that. Got turnips, guys. And I need to pull them out because they're crowding my black cherry tomato is getting crowded. Hey, maybe we'll pull them out. Let's see. Hey, look at that. There's a turnip. Real food comes dirty. That's exciting. I probably could have let it get a little bit bigger, but it is getting a lot warmer, and I do need the space cleared up for the other things I have planted, so I'll learn for next year. But look at that beautiful turnip. So I've got a turnip. Sorry, husband's car. Let's go get the other ones. These ones I don't think are as big as that one. I think that was the biggest one, but we'll see. Yeah, that one's more of like a cone shape. But hey, there's only 2 of us in the house, and that's plenty of food for a meal. Plenty of food for a meal. I know they're small, but next year I will give them more room, or maybe even this fall. Maybe this fall I'll give them some space and actually let them grow big. This is exciting though. There's all my mini bell peppers. There, now my tomato and my blue spice basil can have room. I guess this is supposed to flower like that. I didn't think, I was like, oh no, it's bolting, but I guess it's supposed to flower like that. Just the kind of basil it is. Like, it's meant to flower, and that's the thing. Some people, I was reading reviews on it, some people like it, some people hate it. Some people put it in water, some people just like to look at it, but this is my favorite thing right now. It's my strawberry blonde calendula. Isn't that pretty? Got another bloom coming there. And I guess this plant gets to be about 3 feet tall, so that'll be kind of nice. I don't know if it will really get that big, but I mean, I've got more blooms coming up. It's so beautiful. Like, absolutely beautiful. Moving on, I've got these are my kohlrabis here. I don't know if they're actually gonna, because these are supposed to develop like a bulb here above the soil. Kind of like a cabbage, but not. They're in the same family. But I don't know if they're gonna do it before it gets too hot, because we've got a heat wave going on, and it is toasty. But here's my other peppers, looking excellent. There's my big Cherokee purple tomato is getting just really large. Uh-oh. What's on it? It's like black things on it. I don't know what those are, but I need to get it tied up onto the trellis here. And then this is one of my other tomatoes, Amish paste. So that one you can kind of see is growing up. Kind of trellising that up there. So we'll see how big they get. My little zinnia back there isn't really growing much yet, but my cosmos is growing very well. That's my cosmos. That'll be really pretty here at the front of the garden. There's my kitty eating grass. Hey kitty. Kitty kitty. Up here. Or just do that. But yeah, so everything is looking great. Everything is growing, getting bigger. Cat is not eating my pepper. She's eating the grass. The straw that I mulched with, I think it all sprouted. Like I have these little grass sprout things coming up all over. They all came up at the exact same time. So my bet is that the straw itself had seeds in it and sprouted. Isn't that just the cutest little kitten you've ever seen? Look at that. She loves hanging out in the garden. Oh, there's a bee. Lovely little bee. These are my sugar and snap peas. As you can see, they have struggled in the heat. I think it's not even as much the heat as just watering, but I'm planning on pulling them out anyways. It is just too hot for them. I wasn't super impressed with the flavor on them. Like I did get a couple handfuls of peas off of these, but I wasn't super impressed with the flavor. I think though that was because it got really hot and then really cold and then really hot and then really cold, and it never actually froze, which I know that a lot of the things like this get a lot sweeter after a freeze. So I'm going to try them again in the fall and see what happens. But I think there's like a lettuce of some form. Like, does that look like lettuce? That looks like a lettuce to me, like a romaine lettuce. Like, I'm tempted to just let it go and see what it is, because I'm pretty sure that's a lettuce. I don't know. I don't remember planting lettuce in there. And I don't remember what kind of lettuce it would be. But I think that's lettuce. If I'm not much mistaken, I think that is a lettuce plant. Down here, my cucumber is growing well. It's finally grown a little bit. Not quite tall enough to go on the trellis yet, but it's growing. That is a yellow crookneck squash. I just threw it in there because I had an extra one. It's a start from North End Organic Nursery, so we'll see how that does. My other squashes are growing huge. I can't remember which is which, but one of these is a pumpkin, like a sugar pie pumpkin, and the other one is a honey nut squash. I think that's the pumpkin, and I think that's the squash, but I'm not sure. But that one is a zucchini, and then over there, that little baby one is a straight neck yellow squash that I got at North End Organic Nursery. So yeah, I'm gonna see how that does. The seeds I started never germinated. I tried them twice and they didn't work, and I'll try them again at a different time, but I might just have to get new seeds. But anyways, that pretty much wraps up my lovely golden hour evening garden tour. Even when it's yellow, this chamomile is pretty. But I do need to fertilize it. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up my little evening garden walkabout. These turnips, I'm very excited. We'll probably have mashed turnips for dinner tomorrow. We had mashed sweet potato tonight, but we'll probably do mashed turnips tomorrow, and I am very excited to cook these. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope to post more of these as things keep growing. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll talk to you next time.